Okay, to our viewers, I first off want to say that I wasn't running from the results of Texas versus Texas Tech. That isn't why I didn't post a post-game reaction. Just life happened. Things happen in life, so sometimes you just can't always get a video out day of. However, I will say that I was very much disappointed, a little bit distraught, not surprised in the sense that we were playing the backup quarterback. But the problem is I can't even blame the backup quarterback. Hudson Card actually played pretty well in that game. He did have an interception, sure, but he did also, you know what? No, we're not doing that today, Kyle. We're not doing that today, okay? Anyway, just the insolence on this recording.
It works every time though. Like
guys.
the more Texas fans complain about it, the more people want to do it, and it's fantastic.
I'm hurt. You want to hurt me, Kyle? Is
Absolutely.
that what this has turned into?
I don't need to hurt
Colleagues.
you. The Texas Longhorns are doing that enough.
My brother in podcasting, but no, you're right. You're right. In fairness, this team has done this to me. This team has hurt me. They have grabbed me by the heart and just ripped it out multiple times. I thought that the Kansas loss was the worst of it, but seeing all those Red Raiders fans storm the field and not pay a $50,000 fine for knocking over players, but that's neither here nor there. Seeing all of them storm the field, throw their tortillas, and have fun at the expense of the Texas Longhorns, that did hurt me. On the bright side, we're on to West Virginia. We probably have Quinn Ewers coming back. Things are starting to look up. It's not all doom and gloom in Austin. We got a home game coming up this weekend. We can look forward to that. The Mountaineers, they are coming off a win. They did beat the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I will say that Virginia Tech team is not the team of Michael Vick anymore. They are a far cry from that. We're talking about a Virginia Tech team that I think has lost to Old Dominion twice in 2 years. Am I not?
That is correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're playing a team that beat that Virginia Tech version. So it's not like they're world beaters. West Virginia is 2-2. They're not a great football program. They're a program that the Longhorns did beat last year. In theory, they should be able to go into this one with similar expectations to win and right the ship. Get back to 3-2. I was expecting a speed bump. I just was hoping the win have come this soon in the season, coming off of the Alabama game. But anyway, Kyle, your thoughts, this game, last game, where the Longhorns are.
First of all, it was a very, very entertaining game. I will give Texas that. I had it on at work. It was actually quite entertaining, so I will give them that. But I think by transitive property, West Virginia losing to Kansas means West Virginia is now the worst team in the Big 12. I think that's how that
you
works.
Are talking about those 4-0 Kansas Jayhawks. So rock chalk, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I'm just trying to figure out how the transitive property works here because West Virginia is really bad. And if Kansas beats Oklahoma, one, please let that happen. And two, it's just going to be so weird and fluky. So I guess West Virginia is bad and lost to Kansas. So therefore, I guess West Virginia is the worst team in the Big 12 at this point. And that was kind of my segue to just say that if Texas loses this game, things will have fallen harder than I thought they would. But we talked about it last week, and I'm going to save the same perspective I had from the preseason. Each game is a step up on the ladder for Texas. So beating Texas Tech would have meant you're the 7th best team. And then beating potentially K-State would have been 6th.
I will cut you off just a little bit because in fairness, Texas Tech hadn't beat them since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that. It's kind of a step down in the sense that you should not have lost the game. You were up 10 points in that game late. And of course, your Heisman candidate running back fumbles. Bijan, right the ship. 10-point favorites going into this one. Home game, starting quarterback, I think coming back. I believe Quinn Ewers should be back. I mean, he was practicing all last week, even in a limited capacity. I don't see why they wouldn't put him in this game to prepare him for the Oklahoma game.
Yes, and I will stick with the healthiest mindset for Texas is each game is a step in evaluation because after that's the measuring stick game, right? I believe Oklahoma's the next game after West Virginia. So
even though Kansas State kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in that.
Yeah, but I assume Oklahoma will still be at least a touchdown favorite against Texas.
We talk about Pac-12 stupidity. Let's talk about sometimes Big 12 stupidity happens as well, because Kansas State, they've kind of been a problem for the Oklahoma Sooners. That's one of those in-conference matchups that Oklahoma is Why do we always play down to this team?
Oh, yeah. Oklahoma, that's the reason they're going to the SEC is like, just fuck this. We're not playing Kansas State anymore. Why are we subjecting ourselves? In the 4 years since Bill Snyder has left, which shout out Spencer Hall of the Shutdown Fullcast, who makes a great case that Bill Snyder is the greatest coach in the history of college football. Since Bill Snyder left, they've lost 3 of the 4 meetings against Kansas State. It's absolutely stupid how that keeps happening to Oklahoma, but I digress. Like, Oklahoma will still be a favorite against Texas, probably at least a touchdown, and it'll be a measuring stick game that Texas isn't expecting to win, although you called it a must-win game early on in the season. But it's obviously a game that will be a measuring stick for Texas.
Again, let me reiterate why Oklahoma is a must-win game. Because you should have won the game last year. And the only reason you didn't win the game last year is because Lincoln Riley made the smart decision and ended up benching Spencer Rattler in favor of Caleb Williams, who's on his way to potentially a Heisman at this pace with what he's doing with USC. So
Absolutely.
That was the main reason that I think coming into this year, instead of blowing a 20-point lead, you retain that 20-point lead, or at least you maintain a lead. And I think that's part of my worry about what I saw against Texas Tech, because I told you in the UTSA game, I didn't like how the defense came out a little bit lethargic, didn't have the same effort that they had the week before, and then come into the week against Texas Tech. Where's the defense? Where's this defense that I saw shut down Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young? Where's that defense? Because they've been MIA for the last couple of weeks. I need them to reevaluate things and put themselves back in that mindset that they were in week 2. They were the underdogs, and they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. DeMarvion Overshown, he should be good to go this week. He doesn't have to deal with that targeting call that suspended him for the first half of the Texas Tech game. So you have your entire defense ready to go, ready to rock. Your quarterback's back. No reason that you should be in any type of danger against West Virginia. JT Daniels, he's a bust. We've seen him bust at multiple different places now. Don't let
you
the
know what was funny?
ears.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was funny is that I remember when West Virginia Pitt was on like the Thursday of week 1. That's when I learned JT Daniels was the West Virginia quarterback. And I was like, God, he has fallen hard. He has fallen hard from being the 5-star at USC to supposed to be the starter on the national championship Georgia team to now being the starter for a West Virginia team that is definitely not going to make a bowl game. It's a tough fall for him.
Let us know below in the comments, which team will JT Daniels be transferring to next year? We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social medias at Juju Talk Sports, at Kyle Ledbetter.619, and you follow all that stuff in the YouTube bio. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.